Hello, hello, global greetings, everyone, and welcome to GDQ's Juneteenth celebration. We have a packed weekend ahead as we are celebrating Black Independence Day with Black runners throughout the community both today and tomorrow. If you're not aware, June 19th, 1865 was the day that the last enslaved people in the U.S. were told that they were free. It symbolizes a lot. More than anything, really, it talks about how the road to equality is a long one. Because there's a long road before us and a lot to celebrate. So speaking of the road before us, what a day. Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus, is coming up really soon with Anarchy. I'm really excited for that, and I hope you are. I hope everyone in the chat and everyone watching from home, be it in the future or now, is super excited as I am. Now, in just a moment, we're going to hand it over to Anarchy for that run of Wolfenstein 2. But before, I wanted to go over just a couple of the games ahead. So later in the day, SJH Does Games is going to be running Sonic Generations. I'm super excited for that. If you got a spin ball, please post that for me right now. We also have multiple Zelda games in the works, as well as a Super Monkey Ball Spinball, talk about Spinball, Super Monkey Ball fun run right after this one as well. But Wolfenstein 2, from what I've seen, it's getting pretty tight on the times. It looks like some minutes are coming off. So without further ado, I think it's time for what you're here for. So I'm going to go ahead and hand it over and get you all ready for the wonderful anarchyasf with Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus.
All right, hello everybody, what's up? My name is Anarchy, and today I'm going to be running Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus, glitchless. Can I play Daddy? It's the easiest difficulty. And yeah, so Wolfenstein 2 is the sequel to Machine Games' 2014 game, Wolfenstein New Order. You might have seen me run that a couple times back on HotFix in February. But yeah, I'm back. I've learned the sequel, and yeah, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we're going to go ahead and let it save here. And I'll count it down in just a moment. All right, so time is going to start in 3, 2, 1. All right, so as I said before, this is Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus. Just like the first game in the series, definitely starts in media res, in the middle of things. We start off as a sort of half-dead BJ, our main character, who is really banged up after the end of the first game. Though we defeated the main antagonist of that game, General Deathhead, he left us definitely worse for wear. BJ's basically been in a coma the last 5 months at the start of this game, and the secondary antagonist of that game, General Engel, has actually tracked us down. She wants us. If you remember, we sort of mauled her face in the New Order. So she's back, and she's back with a vengeance. And she's going to spend pretty much the entirety of this game tracking us down. More about the game. The New Order was basically all about an alternate timeline. Where basically they explore a timeline where the Nazis actually won World War II rather than otherwise. So the Nazis have basically taken over the entire world at this point in time. And we spend all of that game basically trying to liberate Europe and get rid of some of the biggest offenders of the Nazis in Europe. And this game is very much of the same. However, instead of tackling Europe, we're actually tackling the United States, which is actually a really interesting concept. But yeah, we're going to be trying to liberate a couple places from the Nazis in the United States, as well as doing a couple other fun things as well. There's one thing I do want to talk about, which is going to become evident in a couple minutes, and that is cutscenes. This game is very sort of cutscene heavy. A lot of the story in this game is delivered through cutscenes. There are two types of cutscenes. The pre-rendered kind, which are the kind you would expect from a game like this, where they're pre-rendered videos, and this game mainly uses them to cover up loading times, which we'll see in a minute. But there are also another kind that are the in-game cutscenes, where basically it's a big cutscene. However, we just kind of gotta sit there through it. There are a couple of those, 3 main ones where we're gonna kind of just be sitting here for 5 or 6 minutes at a time, so the game can get through what it needs to get through. One of those will be coming up in just a moment, and I'll be using those to sort of explain what's going on in the story, because I know definitely if I were watching this game for the first time and I had no idea what was going on, if I was watching this game for the first time and I had no idea about the story, I definitely would be very lost. So,
That's how I feel right now.
Yeah.
So far, I've seen like the coolest wheelchair sequence I've seen.
Yeah. So here's the first one. Frau Engel has sort of tracked us down. This game could really be subtitled, instead of the new Colossus, Wolfenstein 2, The Return of Grandma, Mima, if you will. She's hunted us down, and yeah, she's not very happy with us.
Let me tell you.
Mima is an extremely intimidating enemy name.
Yeah.
Beware Mima.
Festering in the ghetto. But once they see you,
I will say Machine Games has definitely done a great job of, despite me calling her Mima, she's definitely one of, if not the most like hateable character in the series, right behind General Deathshead from the New Order. She is a rough human being, not a great individual. Here, making fun of BJ's half dead here. Yikes. I will do a quick trigger warning. Caroline here, one of our best friends from the first game, she's gonna be... her head is gonna get cut off in a minute. Spoilers. But it's a little bit gory. And yeah, so if you're sensitive to stuff like that, I would beware. Here's your warning. She's also gonna do some weird stuff with her head in a moment also. So once again, be forewarned.
Aber das tue ich doch. Ich befreie ihren Kopf von ihren Schultern.
Aber du hast gesagt, dass du
Bitte, hast gesagt! Du machst deine Leibesübung und du verzichtest auf den Zucker!
One other thing I will talk about real quick while this cutscene is going on, because as I said, it is a very long one. That's Wyatt right there. The first game, The New Order, introduced a sort of timeline system where at the beginning you're forced to make a choice between saving 2 characters. You either save Wyatt or you save Fergus. And depending on who you pick, it unlocks a different timeline for the game. And with this timeline comes some minor story differences. They're actually really interesting, but we don't really care about that since we're speedrunners. But there's some minor story differences, as well as a different sort of main mechanic. With Fergus, that is hot wiring, and with Wyatt, that is lockpicking. Wyatt's lockpicking in the New Order is way more beneficial than Fergus's hot wiring, so we pick Wyatt for that timeline. For the speedrun. And for this game, we pick Wyatt once again. However, the timeline differences are a little bit different. Along with the story differences that of course come with the different timelines, the sort of lockpicking, hot wiring mechanics are gone, and they're replaced with a different main special weapon. In the first game, this was the laser Kraftwerk, was sort of the staple laser gun that BJ used. However, in this game, if you pick Fergus, you get the laser Kraftwerk again. But in this game, if you pick Wyatt, you get a new weapon called the diesel Kraftwerk, which is a diesel grenade launcher, which is pretty cool. It doesn't really make that much of a difference, but it is, I would say, a little bit more beneficial in combat than the laser Kraftwerk is. Once again, here's that decapitation warning in a minute. So,
You're just another...
as I said, Machine Games does a wonderful job at making Frau Engel the worst human being alive in this series. She's decapitated our bestie, really, from the first game, so it's very unfortunate to see that.
Look at this! How strange! One moment she was here, and now she's gone. Were these eyes ever filled with a lover's gaze? See them? Kiss, kiss, kiss. Hmm?
As I said, Mima with a vengeance. Really, just terrible, terrible one.
Auch ein Küsschen
Permeating
zu deinem
evil.
Tagebuch
That's like the.
Really?
That's what I feel through the
auf deine
screen.
dicken, fetten Wangen.
Truly, just the worst.
Oder vielleicht lieber hier unten, ha?
That's also her daughter, by the way. Treating her daughter like that.
Zwing mich nicht. Zwischen dir und meiner Überzeugung zu wählen. Denn du wirst verlieren. Und nun zu dir. Oh, to another friend of yours, yes?
Stop! No more of this!
Mutter, bitte hör auf, es reicht.
Aus dem Weg!
Nein!
And so now we're gonna get into the action sort of proper a little bit. We're gonna do this a little bit here, but then we're gonna go to another about 2 minutes worth of nothing. This right here is the it's a sort of super suit of sorts that we find in the new order, where it basically allows the wearer sort of inhumane power, not in the sense you might think, but basically Caroline, before she had the suit, was a paraplegic. She was confined to a wheelchair, but the suit granted her the power to walk, and she was very strong afterwards and was able to do a lot of fighting for the resistance. And now she sort of inadvertently sort of passed the torch to BJ, who, as I said, is sort of half dead after his encounter with General Desset.
What? Hey, I'm no cold-blooded killer like your mom. Thank you for this.
Here's also one of the sort of minor story differences between the timelines. In this instance, Wyatt sort of got his ear cut off a little bit. Not all the way, but he's scarred pretty bad. In the Fergus timeline, he actually gets his entire arm cut off. That actually plays for a pretty funny, some pretty funny cutscenes and stuff later down the line. But that's that.
Is it a bunch of armless jokes?
You can get this door open?
Actually, his arm, he has a prosthetic arm, and it's got a mind of its own. It's actually pretty funny.
Ooh, so his sentience arm. That's no fun.
Yeah.
Step up now.
Alright, so now we're actually going to get into the run proper once again. We're going to be escaping Fraungel's flying Nazi fortress called the Auschwitzer. We're going to be escaping, and we're going to be releasing our U-boat, which is what we were in at the beginning of the game. And then we're going to be getting the heck out of Dodge.
Caroline, you copy? Before you go upstairs.
This part of the game also starts BJ sort of monologuing to Caroline, who has passed away. A very big theme of this game is sort of death. BJ, as I said, is half dead, pretty much at the beginning of the game. He loses his pretty much best friend Caroline at the beginning as well. Then some other things occur later down the line, which I won't spoil, but it's a very big part of the game. And up until the sort of middle point of the game, BJ sort of is channeling Caroline's inner strength, using her to help get through what he's going through, being half dead and such.
I almost hope that in this version, Wyatt gets a prosthetic ear, which also has a mind of its own. How cool would that be?
That would be very cool. He doesn't actually get a prosthetic ear, but there are some funny things that occur as a result of his face getting a little mangled. It's unfortunate we will be skipping it, but there are some great cutscenes.
Back to our people. I hate to ask. Caroline,
No, but ran out of ammo. That was unfortunate.
will you lend me your wings?
The rest of the sort of chapter here is just going to be sprinting through the Auschwitzer here. You basically have to traverse from one side to the other to get back to get out. Exploding. That wasn't too bad.
Hey, what's your name?
Second angle.
You know how to handle one of these with secret angle?
Yes, I do.
Alright, and that's the second chapter of the game pretty much done and dusted. Just gotta wait for these two to
Secret
get
front of
over
the
here.
escape pod! Cap, we gotta scram! Let's get out of here together!
Hey, we have to go.
Alright, let's get out of here.
Hold up.
So, the next part of the game, we're going to be going to Section F. So basically, how far I'm going to track them down.
Section F just looks like a
Anya's
little
actually going to
laundry
explain
room.
it, but
We looked for it when we first searched the U-boat after you captured it, but we didn't see the entrance door. And with all the things we were worrying about back then, I suppose we didn't bother looking too closely. But now I've re-examined the floor plan, and there's a reference to a completely different document. William, I found the engineering map of section.
here's also an example of where we're going so fast that we hit a bunch of triggers for dialogue like at the same time. So the dialogue is going to actually overlap in a couple spots. That right there is one of them.
Tank or something, because it's a massive volume. Be careful, William. No telling how many Nazis could be hiding in there.
Okay, so basically this is Section F, where it's a hidden compartment of the U-boat that they were in, where there's been a bunch of Nazis that were stuck in here and actually transmitting our location.
Oh, months ago.
Okay.
They must be starving and desperate. Stay safe, darling.
There we go.
Caroline, don't think I'm gonna make it.
There's been a bunch of Nazis down here for the last 5 months. They've been transmitting our location to Frauenwald, and that's how she found us.
Thank you, William. The Ausmetz is losing track of us now. Find your way back to the locker room. Bombate will let you out of there.
Goodness, okay. Let's get out of here. Basically what we did was we just took care of the sort of broadcasting that the Nazis were broadcasting, so that way Frauenwald and the Auschwitz can't find us anymore.
Well done, Blaskowitz. Come.
That's there.
Set.
We have one more little housekeeping thing here on the U-boat before we head back out again. This time we're going to be taking care of a rogue drone. And hopefully we'll see if I can get the sort of fast drone kill here. I might have trolled with the diesel platform grenades, but we'll see.
Gonna make me chase you, ain't you?
Oh, I trolled. Okay. If you're lucky, you can actually hit the drone with the diesel craft grenades, and you won't have to go chase it down the hallway, but I didn't have enough.
You're back, Shimshon.
I had to go chase it, but
How
that's
was my
alright.
shooting range? Well,
Is that kind of a finicky one to hit?
Sometimes. The drone can be a little errant sometimes. It's not that hard to do, but I just sort of trolled there. But it is what it is.
It's just more content.
look for her in
Yes, it is
Free
indeed my
hallway
content.
run.
Have you listened to the paper?
Alright, let's get out of here. Next place we're going to be going to is we're going to be going to Manhattan. We're going to Penthouse. Of course, then I freaked it. But anyway, this is one of the first places we're actually going to be liberating from the Nazis. Sorry. One of the first places that we're going to be liberating from the Nazis and finding a resistance cell in New York. So how the Nazis actually won the war was they were able to sort of win the atomic arms race and develop the atom bomb. before everybody else, and they basically blew up New York.
Cap,
So
you there?
we're in
Listen,
a sort of
Cap, transmission
Fallout-esque
Make your way through the
Manhattan.
city and reach the state building, and watch out.
And yeah, so we're gonna be traversing through here, then we're gonna be going to the subways, and then we're
I'm
gonna
feeling a
be
little lightheaded,
going
Cap.
to click the resistance
Watch
tab.
out for the Nazi search parties, is what I was going to say.
Today's forecast calls for 10% chance of rain, 100% chance of liberation.
Real. So let's hope I make this jump here. Don't have to soft block myself. I didn't. Let's go. Sometimes if you miss that jump, you can just miss it enough, you get stuck in the sort of geometry there. And it's really unfortunate. And I also didn't quick save, so I'm glad we hit that.
Long walk to the state building. Caroline.
I'm gonna take care of some doggies here. Hope they leave me alone for the rest of this sort of subway run here. Really hoping I don't get caught. It can be just a little bit annoying. We're Gucci.
See if there's some way to power up this old train, okay? Train's got power. Let's find the controls and see if it
Oh, dogs. Classically one of the most annoying video game mobs. Dogs and shrimp. Prawns.
Yeah, dogs in this game they're not pleasant. They'll basically kill you over and you'll get a nasty little sort of cutscene thing. It's not great. Though we skipped it, the train sort of does a coming above ground deal, which is why we went flying. But this suit is got some, as I said, sort of superhuman powers here. So we're able to tank that like a goat.
See this all bright, all knowing? Oh gosh, look! Oh, they're zooming away. Wait.
William, Wyatt just left. I don't know where. If you're on Fifth Avenue, the state building should be near.
Right there, that's one of the first instances of Wyatt's timeline. So instead of Wyatt getting a cool little robot prosthesis,
Find a way to reach the top of the
there's a
state
dog.
building and make contact with the resistance group.
He actually
elevators,
spends
stairs,
the whole
anything.
game tripping off
The
drugs.
radiation
It's
level
very
should be
funny.
acceptable at the top of the building.
There's some cutscenes down the line where he's absolutely tripping balls, and it's hilarious.
every second. A glory.
Alright, so up to the penthouse we go. This is the first sort of level where it's really just a big shoot 'em up.
Nice.
We're just gonna be killing as many Nazis as we can. Here.
Should get to work on upgrading my weapons.
Those are also the first weapon upgrades of the game. Each weapon in the game has 3 upgrades. We're going to be taking, I think, 6 throughout the whole game. 5, actually. I don't know, I just lied. But these just make it so these sort of killing sections go a lot faster. They either do more damage or they're new magazines, so you have more ammo capacity and other such things. Excuse me. We'll say the drones in this level are annoying, so annoying. They will come through the windows there, and they will chase you down. Big boy. Hope I remember that. Alright, that should be Manhattan. Alright. Unfortunately, this game introduces, this level here introduces you to one of the coolest characters ever, Grace, leader of this game's Black Revolutionary Front. She's the GOAT. one of the coolest characters ever. It's unfortunate, but we've got to skip a lot of her dialogue and other stuff she says. But Grace is like one of the most badass black female characters in a game like ever. She is that goat.
Did you see the new kill house?
So next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to Section F. Actually, as it turns out, this U-boat has nuclear warheads, so we're gonna use those to our advantage and use it to blow some Nazis up.
Your suit, the damp heat, the maddening itch. How did you endure it so gracefully? It's fitted so tight I struggle to breathe.
There's also another
Yet
section
inside,
where
Caroline,
BJ is
you left the
monologuing
vacuum
to
too great to fill.
Caroline here.
But your suit and the cause is all that keeps me upright. And Anya, her voice, her glory, it buckles me.
Some nice tube crouching there.
Can't see shit. Need some light in here. Figures.
Alright. This part here is it's a lot of
You still copy? This is the conclusion of it.
switch pressing.
Whatever
We gotta press that switch to get down here, and then we have to press this switch to.
That's my burden to bear.
I don't even know what the switch does, to be honest. And then just to go back upstairs to press another switch to go get the warhead.
So here's what I'll do. Keep away from her. Let nothing show, Caroline. This dying is making me a liar.
See if I can make this jump. I missed. That's really cool. Doesn't take much time, but it is pretty cool when you hit that jump. Alright, and we now have a bomb.
Grace, I found the nuclear warhead.
Tip top. Bring it to the old man. Seth, was it? I briefed him on the particulars.
This is also another part where we're back on the U-boat just for a little bit.
William?
And it brings some of the sort of
I fucked up and told her.
personal aspects of the story.
I tried to spare was mine.
Where BJ is sort of, along with the monologue, and he sort of acknowledges that he's, dying, and he wants to sort of
This bird is ready to fly like
protect
Grace
his
asked me to.
his partner Anya. However, of course, when you're dealing with something, you don't want to. That's the very man thing to handle things. You don't want to,
Chopper's fat and sassy.
stay away from them. You want to, be there with them when you're going through stuff. And he makes the mistake of trying to stay away from her.
What's going on?
Otherwise, this starts the part of the game where we're going to be going on sort of field trips through the United States. Where we're going now is we're going to be going to Roswell, New Mexico.
Helicopter's good to go.
Where we can put that bomb to good use, which we have right there. We're disguised as a fireman.
Okay,
And
Blaskowitz,
we're going
look for Papa Joe's
blow the
Old
Nazis
American
up.
Diner. Meet Super Special inside the restaurant. Do not break cover.
Is this all they had?
What you're seeing right now, this is the Nazis' Victory Day, which is July 4th, which they sort of reappropriated for themselves.
Joe's all-American
And
diner. My kind of die.
I think it's a fitting day to blow the crap out of the Nazis in their sort of base, which is hidden in Area 52.
Peter. I don't know. Stuff?
There's also another one of these
Just
sort
your
of
German, dear.
in-game cutscene
We'll need it.
moments where you're going to sit here for a couple minutes.
Use
It's not
that.
as long as the other ones, but
Man, what'll it be?
yeah, it's also pretty funny.
Oh, it's to go. We'll be quick. Let's see. I'll have the...
Blazkowicz, Specie knows you're coming to attack the Oberkommando, but he has no idea you bringing a damn atom bomb. You gotta break him the news.
Also, we're just gonna ignore that PJ has reclined posters throughout like 3 different spots in this restaurant.
Oh wow, yeah, they are totally blind.
You, 1 strawberry milkshake, please. Oh, I hope you don't have a fire back there to put out. If so, I'll come back another time.
You might definitely have a fire.
Fire can wait, Commandant.
Maybe not putting one out, but definitely will be starting one.
Hey, man, I recognize your face. Very Aryan face it is too. Are you out of Station 1?
Maybe like my face is plastered 3 different on the TV and 2 different posters there, but you know.
Now you, show me your
I
identification.
think the only thing this guy can think about is that strawberry milkshake.
Yes. Also, about second funniest part in this whole game, whacking that dude over the face with a bomb. Very funny. You're actually supposed to show him, you're supposed to go through the motions, you're supposed to show him fake papers. Then he realizes, he turns around and finally sees the 3 different wand posters and realizes you're Terror Billy. And then you're supposed to kill him. But if you, there's a sort of hidden interaction, if you hold melee on there, you can just knock it over the head, upside down with it, and it's very funny.
And effective.
Very effective, yes. Now we're just sort of, there's a tunnel here that Super Specie, that was that character before, that he built down here. He's actually sort of like the guy from Ancient Aliens, or actually, I don't know, I've never seen Ancient Aliens, but he's a big alien conspiracy theorist, and he built this to connect with the Area 51.
Are you talking about with the stand-up hair, that character?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Super Spec. He's a guy. Very interesting individual. I just had a bug can happen sometimes with my gun here. Oh, there's a dog. A bug can happen there sometimes where your gun actually disappears, and it's not awesome when it happens, but I avoided that there, so that's good.
Alright, we're on the move. Gotta head up front and grab the controls.
Now we're taking a sort of train of some sort. It's not like a bullet train, but it is very fast. And that'll take us to the Oberkommando, which is the Nazi base of operations that I'm going to be blowing up in a couple minutes here soon.
Stick this in your pipe and smoke it.
Set it to Supermax. We can be owned in a second. Do that. So the next little bit is a sort of a waiting game. What we've got to do is take an elevator up to the Oberkommando, which is all the way up there. And what you're supposed to do in a sort of casual playthrough of this game is wait for it to get here and then ride it all the way back up. But you know, we're speedrunners, we don't take kindly to waiting for things. So we're actually going to do an interesting little skip where you see these tracks, we're going to get on top of the elevator and then we're going to jump over it and go back on the tracks all the way back up so we don't have to wait for the elevator, which is pretty cool. I actually didn't even know this sort of skip existed before I started speedrunning this game. This jump can also be kind of a run killer also, so hopefully I missed it. Oh, I'm so good. Glad I quick saved there. I just reclaimed second place on the leaderboard yesterday, and in my run, I died here. I missed a jump, and I didn't quick save, so I had to. There we go. I didn't quick save, so I had to redo that whole section from getting off the train. So I still PB'd by over a minute, but I can only imagine what could have been if I had stuck the jump.
So, you want the Nazis to leave the warhead alone once you planted it, right? But what you gotta do is place it in the Oberkommando's nuclear reactor. That way the Nazis...
Is that a dog? It might have been a dog.
Will track its radiation signature. They won't
But anyway,
find it.
we stuck the bomb in there, so we're gonna go blow them up. And now we gotta get out of Dodge.
Get the hell out of Dodge.
Exactly, we gotta get the hell out of Dodge.
Yeah. Keep running, Nazis. Where are you all going?
It's unfortunate, missed another jump, but that one also is kind of just out of points. It's not all that much faster.
It seems like the box to go through is kind of tight. Like you bounce off the top.
Yeah. It's not that hard to make, but it's kind of. Alright, so that is the Oberkommando. Next, we're gonna do sort of the second shortest sort of chapter in this entire game. It's a sort of like a flashback chapter, where we get to learn a lot about BJ's life when he was younger, and about his parents, which right there is actually Rip Blazkowicz, who, despite having one of the coolest names ever, is once again one of the worst human beings like ever in this game. All the ists in the book, and a wife beater on top of that, so not great guy. But yeah, this is BJ's childhood home, and his father sort of just sold him out to a friend of him. So she won us. And we sort of gotta disconnect the Auschwitzer legs from the house. Oh, my game froze. Oh, that's silly. My game froze. I've never seen that before. My game never freezes. Wow. That's really silly mode.
Really silly mode.
That is very silly mode. My game has never crashed before. It's completely frozen. I've never seen this before, to be so completely honest. Wow.
I love really silly mode though.
It's very silly mode, yeah.
It's almost like and I play daddy % / really silly mode.
Yes.
At some point it's gonna freeze. Figure it out.
I can't even alt F4 this either, it's just frozen.
Oh gosh. Okay, well, I suppose just hang tight, everyone, as we take a minute to fix this.
Okay. I can't even tab out of the game.
No tab out, no alt F4.
No. No, I opened the task manager, and but the game is still in the forefront, so I can't open it. course, it would be a marathon that the game decides to act like a fool. That's really cool. The only thing I can really think of to do is to restart my computer because I can't tab out of the game anymore.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and take a quick break, everyone. Use this time to stretch, get up, relax, go get some water. Don't forget, we are here celebrating Juneteenth. It's the GDQ Juneteenth celebration. We'll be right back with you as soon as we can figure this out. Hey, hi, hello, everyone. Welcome back. Don't forget, you are here watching GDQ's Juneteenth celebration. I'm your host, Brutal Mello, joined with anarchyasf today, playing Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus. We just had a quick break, but we're back! And so without further ado, Anarchy, bring us back to the game.
All right, hey everybody. Sorry about that. Definitely was going too fast. Frau Engel had to pull the plug on that one. But anyway, we'll get right back into it. So we're gonna go again in 3, 2, 1. I've got an autosave right here with grass, so haven't lost too much here. But anyway, one of the most, I wouldn't say uneventful, but like the second shortest chapter in the whole game. Really had to be a problem, had to show off. So yeah, once again, sorry about that. Frau Engel certainly is vicious. But anyway, the game would have held on for a second. This is actually one of the very long in-game cutscene portions of the game. We're going to be sitting here for about 8 or so minutes, so I'm going to try and catch us up in the story. So basically, BJ, Nazi terrorist to the Nazis, I suppose. And we're giving them a lot of problems. Frau Engel is hunting us down, and say no to that. We're going to be, we've been liberating a couple places in the United States from the Nazis, so we can, fight back as we should. We've rescued Grace and the rest of her resistance cell in Manhattan, and we've also just blown up the really big Nazi base of operations in Roswell. So now the Nazis have actually captured BJ, unfortunately. So yeah.
Not my problem, it stays on. Oh, Christ.
We got actually a great question in the chat. Please? Do you play, do you have to lower the settings in this game at all to increase speed?
No. I have a pretty decent graphics card, so I'm able to run the game on pretty high settings without, this is, I think, the third highest setting in the game, and I still get consistent 144 hertz or frames for my 144 hertz monitor. So
that's like really good to be able to speedrun it like that and not experience it, like especially like your first freeze ever was just a few minutes ago. Like,
yeah, I'm not certain why that happened at all. So
how long have you been running this?
I've been speedrunning Wolfenstein games, period, for the last 2 years or so. I started off running Wolfenstein 3D, the sort of OG game, on DOS. That was my sort of first foray into speedrunning. And I ran that for a little bit, and then I decided I wanted a bit of a change, so I started running in Order in last November. And I'm pretty decent at that. In this game, I started speedrunning this game less than a month ago. I've been playing this game for about 3 weeks.
Wow.
Let's get this freak show on the road.
And I am second place on the leaderboard for glitchless currently. Well, don't look right now. I'm still third place technically.
You gotta upload it still.
Yeah, so...
but yeah, hey, congrats on the new PB in second place. That's awesome.
Thank you.
With only a month too, so I guess your skills from previous games transfer over.
Yeah, that and these games are not hard to learn at all. They're very straightforward. Run from the start of the level to the end. Couple words, big shoot 'em up levels, but that's really it. And I've also been playing these games casually for the last 5 or 6 years. So if you've played these games casually before, it's a walk in the park to learn the speedrun.
very accessible. That's good news too. It's always, I mean, this is like a good length of a run to be able to, you know, knock out after just a few weeks of practice. An hour and a half is like a lot of time off.
Yeah. Also, unfortunately, we've lost Super Spesh. This is one of the sort of failed attempts to break BJ out of jail here. Unfortunately, Super Spesh gave his life. Famous last words. It was space aliens, man. Wonderful last words. Rest in peace. Once again, Frauengel proving your point as the worst person ever.
A literal smoking gun, too.
She's gonna do worse with it in a minute.
Du bist mein Liebling, so lieblich und open your mouth. Open. That's it.
Oh no. Like, what is... Back
exactly
to the close-ups.
What is this? Mima is angry. I'm all
Mima's trying to lick you. That's like...
Actually, funnily enough, that's actually what she does out in one of the promotional posters for this game. She's just licking his face straight up. Yes.
Do you love the taste?
Oh, she snapped out of it.
It's magic force. Moving in on your friends in the garage. You're so boy. I'm gonna go down there now and join in on the fun.
Whatever you say, Mima.
My family. Weeks pass. Or more. Feel myself slipping away. Got me praying for the end.
For theft and destruction of public and private property. Aiding the enemy. Torture.
Alright, so here we are at BJ's trial. Definitely one of the sort of coolest levels in the game. This is a really big shoot 'em up here. Because of course, you know, we're the hero. We can't get sentenced to death. We can't do that. So we'll be busting out here in a second.
To come face to face with true evil. And it pains me that the maximum sentence that I can bestow upon you is something as trivial as death. Death, Mr. Blazkowicz.
This dude is mad for real too.
Swift, sheer death. Bailiff.
Alright, so as I said,
you have to bob, right?
yeah. As I said, we cannot be having that. We're busting out of here. I own these two dudes right here. Okay. Yeah. So hopefully it won't take too long here. This is basically just a, as I said, a big shoot 'em up. So try to do my best here to minimize the time here.
And maximize liberation.
Exactly. Ran out of ammo there a little bit. That was a pistol. It's a pistol. There. There's one. Alright, so here's the first sort of checkpoint for this. Frauengel is not happy. Excuse me. I'm gonna get some super soldat in here in a second. Taking their time. Yeah. There we go. Blow you up. Blow you up too. I guess I also get blown up in the process, but there we go. Very fast. It's a dog. I ran out So there's a dog.
We have a great question regarding what the game difficulty is.
Difficulty for this game, it's the easiest in the game. This series mainly has two different categories when it comes to difficulty. It's either Can I Play Daddy, which is the very easiest difficulty, or Mine Lieben, which is the very hardest difficulty. I run the easiest just because it's the sort of the default, I guess, for this game.
I can't even imagine what this kind of level would look like on the hardest.
It is very hard. This game also actually has a harder difficulty, though it's not very viable for speedruns. It's called... actually, I might have just lied. I don't even remember. It's been so long. But there's a hard difficulty where it's permadeath. So if you die once, the run's over. That might actually be what mine is in this game. I think the difficulty in other games is Uber. I might have just trolled that, sorry. Here, we've got some soldat and 3 of them here. Take care of them, and we should be Gucci to go. There we go. Alright, so as it turns out, that was actually a daydream. BJ was daydreaming. We unfortunately didn't actually just do the coolest escape sequence ever. So, yeah.
A cold winds of reality.
We will be getting executed in a moment. So, once again, here's a trigger warning. I'm going to be getting decapitated in a minute. So, if you're sensitive to gore or seeing ahead, here's your warning now, I suppose.
Diesem Schwerverbrecher und ehemaligen Terroristenanführer die Gerechtigkeit erfahren, die er seinen unzähligen Opfern verwehrte. Unser ruhmvolles Reich wird nicht ruhen, ehe der Krieg gewonnen ist! Sieg heil!
Yeah, okay, whatever.
We would have been so good together. Darling, you're breaking my heart.
The old and the weak are doomed.
Oh, here's that old decapitation. Right, so you would think that would be the end of the game, right? I just got my head cut off, right? There is said head. I've just had my head cut off. But I'm freaking Terror Billy. Most badass character ever. We survived these. We lived these. I'm a head in a jar. We lived these.
Holy cow! The god of immortal space fish swimming in his
I've never doubted for a second.
Doubt is that. We are that good.
Okay, so listen to this.
Right, so I'm just gonna let them explain. So
You've done not. Tell me you have to not.
You don't have to. It's actually, he uses blinking to respond, but the nodding is extra. It's very funny.
Look, William, Seth is going to attach this to build the connection between your head and your new body.
Please, I'm an family. Come and help me here.
Right, so we're gonna be getting a new body. Here's Shoshana. She's a little cat monkey thing. We're basically Seth did the same thing that he's about to do now, where he took her head, that was his dying cat, and put her on a sort of monkey body thing. And so he still has his cat.
Well, it's good to know that this technology is fully fleshed out and definitely working.
So what we just did now is one of the mechanics that this game introduces is contraptions. So basically, because of his new sort of super soldier body, we can use these different sort of contraptions that allow us to tackle levels in a different way. There are the battle walkers, which is what we just picked, which just allow us to take the sort of high route. And so we're going to be using this to skip a decent portion of stuff going on in the game towards the second half. This is sort of the second half of the game now.
Caroline, thank you. Take back your wings. I don't need them anymore.
So here, we're going to make sure we don't soft lock. Here, do that. We didn't. Let's go. Sometimes Sigrun can. She has to go to the bathroom, and sometimes if you open the door too quickly, she won't go away. That happened to me once on a PB run a couple weeks ago. She soft locked me. That was really cool.
Wow.
You can, of course, reload the save, but of course it's never as fast as, you know.
Move fast, Blazkowicz. Radiation level is high down there.
So now we're going to be revisiting Manhattan. We're going to be going to a bunker. And we're going to be getting the papers for the second resistance that we're going to be going to rescue in Louisiana.
The Nazis keep the stolen intel inside their command center. You gotta find your way in there.
Hopefully we can get some, this bunker has some door fan things that run on a cycle. And hopefully we should be able to catch the fast cycles so we can minimize our sort of breathing. Oh, I think I missed it already. Oh, I'm trolling. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm so good. There we go. We made the fast cycle. That was almost very bad. That was some very interesting movement for me.
Moved all the way there.
Yeah, if it works, it works.
If it works, it works.
So here's where you might have some interesting door RNG. Shouldn't be too bad. Oh, okay. I did miss it, but that's alright. I don't know if I'll make that next one. Yeah, I won't. Here's a big doggy. It's a big fire doggy. There we go. There's another one. He definitely saw me. That was really cool. But yeah. This level is sort of, excuse me. This level is very sort of short and sweet. It's sort of just a big introduction to the contraptions. There's a lot of different ways you can do this sort of chapter. But
guess that's my cue.
Use the battle walkers.
Born in the barn.
Was that just a wrench on the front door of that box?
Yes. And I'm just gonna take this elevator over there. And this should be the last one. Alright, there we go.
Yes, Blazkowicz. I see you. Approaching now.
Alright, that's Manhattan 2. I have a couple of stowaways, but that's that for the most part. Help our buddy out.
Sigrun got the Enigma terminal working again.
Grace! Grace!
This motherfucker don't wait after
The push-ups. Love it.
Got you the New Orleans dossier.
Stay strong.
I'm sorry.
Badass and the mother. We love to see it.
Blazkowicz, I need you to make it to the other side of the Great
Alright, so
Wall.
next, this is the second resistance cell we're going to be building. We're going to be going to New Orleans. We're going to be going to NOLA.
Christ,
So,
not much sign of civilian
oh, I
life from
missed
up
the
here.
thing.
I
There
hope
we
we're
go.
not too late.
This chapter has a pretty cool amount of Battle Walkers tech I'm going to be doing. It's actually pretty cool.
Blazkowicz, head for the old American bank building.
Another
That's where
doggy.
Horton and his group should be holed up. Find them. Persuade them to join our cause.
So I'm going to be battle walking in this water instead of swimming, because it's slow to swim and then jump there. There we go.
But I can punish the people responsible.
Go from here. Here's another piece of Battle Walker's tech. It allows us to basically skip sequence break, this sort of wherever that was right there. What you're actually supposed to do is you're supposed to move a crane to get over to that side, but since we have Battle Walkers, we can just jump over it. And same here, we can go around a little bit.
Sounds like someone's putting up a fight.
More excellent diesel craftwork gameplay. Alright, so there's Warden, one of the most base characters in this game. Very cool guy.
Lord, pick these rags up off the streets. Name's Horton.
William J. Blask.
So here's the second half of NOLA, where actually what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to ride that dog through like half the level, and it's very cool. He breathes fire and everything, but of course it's very slow to ride the dog all the way through the level, so we're just gonna sprint instead. Yeah. You can skip. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to like ride the dog like up like 4 different floors, or down 4, whatever it is. There's like 4 different floors you're supposed to go through with the dog, but there we can just skip over the Battle Walkers and just go all the way to where we're supposed to be. Here's some more funny Wyatt. Oh, dialogue skipped. I guess never mind. We'll not be doing the funny Wyatt dialogue. Once again, never had that happen before. As I said, Wyatt's sort of thing in this timeline is he's tripping off drugs. He's tripping balls off drugs the whole time. And it's very funny. But he actually skipped his funny dialogue.
Anya. Come in, Anya. Do you read?
William.
Next up.
There's a sick jump here we're gonna avoid. We'll not see what about there. And do some swimming.
Captain, getting swamped here. We're standing on top of the Lakeview apartment building. So many of
Now
them.
here we go.
They
Here's
just
some
keep
funny
coming.
dialogue.
So many Nazis. It never ends, does it, Captain? Can you dig it, man?
Can you
Why,
dig it,
how?
man?
Tear
skipping dialogue again. I'm not sure why it's doing that, I'll be honest. It might be another case of going through checkpoints way too fast, but I've never seen that happen before again.
It's a good sign in my book.
Yeah, I guess. Here's one of the cool Battle Walker skips, where instead of climbing up the stairs to get there, we can just Battle Walkers our way up 4 flights of floors there. And there was another case, the instance of the game overlapping dialogue with the checkpoints.
Now that you're all here,
Right, so here, we're actually on the planet Venus, very reminiscent of the first game, where we actually go to the moon. We're going to be going to an audition for a film about the hunt for BJ Blazkowicz, and they're looking for someone to play BJ in the film, and little do they know, I've actually infiltrated here, and
Can't blow my cover. Better
yeah. Real quick here, a trigger warning for, there are going to be a couple words. They're trying to really villainize BJ here, so there's some triggering words here. I will try to skip them as fast as I can, but you're open around, I suppose.
And you are a...
You monster! What are you going to do to
Also, by the way, Hitler is in the game also. He's still alive in this timeline, so...
I will rape at...
So many German innocent lives.
He is said director for the film.
But the German race will rise again.
Shit.
I will
There's that.
murder your...
At this point in time, it's 1961, I believe, so he's a senile old man. Yeah. This is also another example of said cutscene that is about 5 minutes or so, we'll just be chilling, I suppose.
Spielen Sie die Rolle. Füllen Sie die Rolle.
A cold-blooded terrorist. That is what you are.
And you're a Nazi whore.
You monster. What are you going to do to me?
Are those slides or flip-flops
So many
on
German
Hitler's feet?
Innocent lives.
He's got like loafers. He's got like driving shoes on.
German race will rise again.
And I will murder your dirty
Interesting
race
style choice.
Yeah. Also, funny little Easter egg. That guy right there who died in the cutscene, he's actually, this guy's supposed to be the all-timeline version of Ronald Reagan, like as an actor, but he pissed him off a little bit, so he's dead now.
Mein Gott, habe ich Hunger. William Joseph Blazkowicz. Aufgewachsen in Mesquite, Texas. Mischlingskind.
Joseph, for those curious of the middle name initial.
Yep, William J. Blazkowicz, BJ if you will, also known as Terror Billy.
Selbst als Erwachsener waren seine geistigen Fähigkeiten.
Of course, since this is a Nazi production, they've got to play up who BJ was. So.
Aufständen konnte man sehen, dass Jude ist. Helene, machen Sie weiter. Ich bin müde.
Aspirants, as you know, this role is very physical. William Joseph Blazkowicz was not a man of intellect, he was a man of action. The scene takes place right before the scene you did earlier. Blazkowicz is about to plant the bombs that will massacre the German children in the orphanage. But first, he must eliminate the brave soldiers standing guard outside the school.
This is also one of the funny scenes here. This dude right here is gonna go in there.
Llewellyn Ewing.
Yeah. Why don't you start?
This dude's ready to go in there. He's ready to act his behind off, and then goes in there and gets rolled.
The arm warm up.
On his back and everything, getting stretched out.
You Finish the scene by reading the lines from the cue card, exactly as written.
Could not throw a punch to save his life.
Und action!
Stop! Stop! Oh God, I'm bleeding. I'm bleeding. I need to take a break.
Line, please.
Yeah, I need a doctor.
Line.
The guy just has to roll over like he's dead.
Gregory is no match for a Neanderthal like myself. Besides, I only know how to fight in a dirty manner. And now, to kill all the innocent children, Germany's future. Ha 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 ha! What?
Of course, that was not a throwing performance, so down he goes. Now for us, I'm actually not going to go there immediately. We're going to do one of the funniest interactions, one of the best interactions this game has ever. You can stomp on Hitler. There we go.
Oh,
you die
free.
immediately after, but yeah. Best interactions whole game has. Anyway, now to what we're supposed to do. We're actually going to kill this guy. Alright, and now to Venus. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna they moved the Oberkommando to the moon after we blew it up. So we're gonna go steal some codes for the Auschwitzers defense system, I believe it is, and we're gonna be taking that down.
Down to the surface.
Okay, come in. Anyway. Oh. Okay, well, I stand corrected. That was really cool. Anyway, this Venus level is very reminiscent of the moon level from the New Order. We're actually, as we got to do some moonwalking there, we get to do some Venus walking, I suppose. And we're also going to do another sort of Battle Walkers sort of sequence break as well later down the line. As you can see, it's a very big base.
Slick as a whistle.
This must be a hell of a suit.
Yeah. They also introduce a new sort of mechanic, which is heat, because we're on Venus, it's very hot. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to stop at cooling stations. But we're speedrunners, and it takes a very long time, so we're just gonna run so fast that we don't have to deal with it.
We're gonna blaze through it.
Exactly. And up we go.
There's that heat again.
Okay, hold still. There's an instance where you can climb up on the railing there and just run past them. I did it early in practice, but I suck, I guess. So, but here's that very cool sequence break. We're just gonna jump up through here. The most recent world record actually has a much better setup for this sequence break with the Battle Walkers. It's so much easier than whatever else we were doing before. So. Shout out to Cubic, I suppose. So now here's from some Deja Vu. This is towards the end of the game, so we get to do some elevator rides again, just like at the beginning of the game.
Deja
Vu. He says it, Deja Vu.
I was anticipating a slide down this angle, and I was like, why are we falling so slowly?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's an elevator, not a slide. It'd be very cool if it was a slide, though.
Not at this point.
So enough of that. Let's go. We're almost at the sort of Overcommando base. Yeah. There we go. That was unfortunate that took so long, but by taking so long, I actually avoided. There's a dog that spawns like right there, towards where you come into this area, and he can knock you over. But he ran in the other direction. Oh, you can see him actually right there, freaking out. Because I took so long, he ran in the other direction. So tactical, actually, I guess.
Commando, population, shitload of assholes. You got my Odin codes, assholes.
Buddy. We're coming up on the end of Venus here. Let's go. We're gonna go ahead and get the Odin codes for the Auschwitzer. The Odin, by the way, is the okay. Odin, by the way, is the Auschwitzer's defense system thing. So we're gonna be disabling that so we can beat the crap out of Firewall. And then we move on to the actual shortest chapter in the whole game. It's actually BJ's birthday. He's 50 years old. So what ensues is the probably funniest set of cutscenes ever, but unfortunately we've got to skip them. So we gotta go find Wyatt here, and so we can go ahead and go to the sort of finale of the game. If you play as Fergus, the whole thing is a lot funnier. His arm actually does some silly things with a girl that Fergus likes, so it's very funny. But Wyatt's thing is he had a pet rat, but he died. Alright, and here we are on to the finale of the game.
Hold on, William.
Pretty much. We return to the Auschwitzer and breaking it, basically.
However you want to handle this,
These guys. No drown. There we go.
we're in.
There are 3 different Odin control centers on the Ausmerzer. 2 of them controlling the automated defense system. The Hugin control center for the port defenses. The Munin control center for the starboard defenses. Finally, there's the Odin main control center for the ship itself.
Understood. How do we get to them?
There's a terminal concealed in the floor in the center of the room, which will open the door leading to the Hugin control center.
I wonder if you can get on top of this
The
actually.
other parts of the ship are harder to access from your location. Bring up the ship's schematics in the terminal and see if there's a way to reach them,
Yeah.
Anya.
I don't remember the rest of the game though. We're basically going to be traversing back through the Auschwitzer in reverse order than we did the second chapter in the game. And instead of traversing it normally, we're going to be doing so with the contraptions. Looking battle walkers in the way up here. What you also just saw, the sort of ribbed door entrance, was another one of the contraptions entrances. There's 2 other ones, the ram shackles and the constrictor harness, which allow you to go ram through stuff and do the sort of low perks to things as well. But Battle Walkers allows you to do a lot of sequence breaking, so we picked those over the other two. Although I am a coveted Ram Shackles user, otherwise.
Well done, William. The port defense systems are offline.
What a password.
Get back here as soon as possible.
Yeah. They're named after Norse mythology, so there's Odin, Moonin, and then Valhalla is the password.
William, I need some help here. Hurry, please.
Let's go help the wifey. That should hopefully be all, yeah. Okay, yeah, there we go. Sometimes there's like a random extra guide somewhere.
William, I'm in
It just
here.
sort of shows up. It's rather annoying.
William, jump into the transport pod. They're on the other side. I've reprogrammed these to take us to the upper parts of the ship. We can reach the other Odin control centers from up there.
Hold on.
We get to have a little lovey-dovey moment with the lady before everything goes to shit again.
I love you, William. It's on top of you!
Hey, pal. Yeah.
Not anymore.
Alright, so... Oh. Yeah. Oh. I fell. Once again, never had that happen before, but... there we go. I think I got stuck on the fan blades somehow. I don't even know how that happens,
There's another shaft on the other side. You should be able to reach the Munin control center.
of course this is the time and the place for new stuff to happen.
Shut down the starboard defense system. I'll keep making my way to the Odin main control center.
This one off, hope I don't die. Yeah, okay. Alright. You're looking for this big dog here. Oh, I'm stuck. Okay, there we go. At least the dog didn't knock me over. That would have been kind of annoying.
I'm outside the Odin main control center. Lots of activity in this place. Get here as fast as you can.
So what's up next? We're going to be doing sort of what's sort of the final sort of boss, sort of final battle of the game, because the end isn't actually really much of a battle, so substitutes by putting that here. I'll see if I can get lucky. At the sort of end, there's a bunch of super soldaten that come. It's like they come in waves. If you're lucky enough, you can actually skip. Oh, you can actually skip a cycle, and it saves time. But I have zero idea what triggers it to skip, so we'll see. There's one. Excuse me. Okay. So I did have to do all three here, but that's okay. The big guys come out here. Oh, I was unfortunately too close. I got caught. But yeah, these dudes you can skip. There's a ladder here. Oh, I don't know how I'm alive actually. 3 health in a dream, I suppose. I don't know how I'm alive.
Moving.
Schmoving, I guess.
You just wanted to bait them with 3 HP?
That happened to me also in my PB yesterday. I had like 6 health. I just do not know how I live.
Watch out!
Fortunately, we're gonna skip one of the cooler cutscenes in the game, but we're pretty much at the end. As I said, the final sort of confrontation with Meemaw here is not anything too crazy. But yeah. I guess suppose I'll start saying my dues. Thank you guys for having me on for this. This is a really good game. I'm glad I was able to sort of showcase this game off for GDQ Juneteenth. Despite the sort of technical difficulties we have had. But this is a really good game.
Feeling it, General.
And yeah. If you're interested in running this game, as I said, it's really, this game and this series are not hard at all. They're very easy. If you ever have any questions or anything about this game or the New Order or the other games in the Alt Timeline series, which I do plan on running soon, please feel free to message me any questions or comments or anything you have. Time is going to be on my mark in just a second here. Alright, and time.
Woo!
Oh, it's not too bad. Anyway, we've got our revenge on Meemaw. Axe to the face definitely deserves.
GG.
Yep. What a game.
My brothers and sisters of the United
Also, one of
States
the
America,
great sort of ending cutscenes here. It's very long, but it is very good.
all gonna get what's coming to them tonight. We
definitely didn't get to see enough Grace.
Yeah, Grace, one of the greatest characters in this game. And as I said, one of the most badass black female characters in a game, period. She is that goat, really. So I really recommend anyone to play this game, this series for that matter. It's a very good series. The New Order, I believe, was just actually free on Epic Games a week or two ago. So if you picked it up, I do really recommend that you play it and get this game if you can as well.
You will not get comfort. Only the cold.
We don't have to, but if you'd like to, it's another couple minutes.
Is this great nation has been raped and pillaged by the greatest
These are some very good words to live by, though.
of our time. They ask you to sell your liberty, to purchase your safety, to kneel to the new order, to submit to the winds of change. But my fellow Americans, they that sow the wind shall reap the whirlwind.
He's damn right.
You were born in the land of the free. You fought the kings of old and broke them. You gave your lives for the simplest but most essential truth of all. Give me liberty or give me death. Right on, Wyatt. In your veins runs the blood of revolutionaries. So tonight, brandish your guns, your knives, and your fists. Seek out your oppressors wherever they are and tell them, we don't want nothing, not a thing from you. Tonight, we show those that sow the wind that we are the whirlwind.
We are the whirlwind. Anyway, once again, I pretty much already said my dues, but thank you all for watching this run, seeing this run out, despite the sort of technical difficulties we had. I do want to thank real quick my besties, T, Neptune, Istas, CJ, Otto, Phoebus, and James. And as a note to my black brothers, sisters, and siblings, happy Juneteenth. Remember that black is beautiful, be black and proud, and fuck anybody hating on you. Always, always, always be black and proud. So thank you very much.
Happy Juneteenth. Thank you so much, Anarchy. Give it up for Anarchy, everyone, with that fantastic Wolfenstein 2 new Colossus run. Just fantastic. What a way to kick off GDQ's Juneteenth celebration. I hope that got you all riled up and everyone's stoked. We're going to take a short break, but after just a few minutes, we'll be right back.